Alright, I'm stealing Justin's job this week. I'm just going to do one lap because I don't know how to edit, and also it's kind of all you need because there's no real tire wear, so we're going to just do a quick flying lap. This was a 0.2, I believe. It's the fastest I've run all week. To start with, turn 1. Ideally, if you can push it towards the 400, the further you can go, the better. For starters, try and brake around the 500. Just get comfortable with how the car feels under braking. You're going to want to try and hold it as far left as you can. You see there's a little patch of asphalt beyond the white line. I mean, literally every millimeter counts. If you open up the corner as much as you can, that's great, but you want to try and sweep it in so that your right side tires are hitting this first part of the curb right here from this little range. If you end up clipping this one, it's going to bump the car up. Obviously, you're going to get loose. It's not the end of the world if you clip that, but the fastest line through here is right side's on this curb. And then you're going to want to wash it out on exit right over the exit curb. There's no more off track on the exit here. So your car is going to be pointed out towards the wall, and that's fine because you're going to do a little bit of a really wide U shape, just an arc all the way out for the next corner. And as you come over this curb, try and blip the throttle so that way you're not spinning up your wheels coming up when you're in the air, and you can land and then try and just get right back on throttle. The little throttle blip there is something I actually learned on NASCAR Heat, and it transfers over, so that's great. You want to get as close to this wall right here as possible, just so you can keep this corner open as well. All of the corners here, every single turn, every single dip, every single bend, momentum is huge in this car because there's not really a lot of power. So you want to try and keep all of the corners as open as possible. So as you come back over this curb, you're going to want to try and sweep it into the corner. And you want to try and get as close to the inside curb as you can without actually touching it. You want to try and get your right sides on this white line, but if you try and touch the curb, you might break loose. And then as soon as you hit the end of that curb, you saw it, you flick left to try and get to the inside of this corner, also as close to the curb as possible. You definitely want to be past this seam in the track, but as far left as you can go for sure. Even cutting over that curb, you'll get loose, but that's better than the alternative because if you're even, out here, your car is just going to get tight. You're going to go straight into the wall. You want to try and carry as much throttle as possible, and being to the left as far as you can here helps the car get loose and helps you keep the rotation for the rest of this sector. Same thing again, you want to just try and keep it as planted as you can, washing out, making all the corners as wide as possible, getting really close to the wall. And you can clip this inside curb a little bit, but if you hold it as you go right, you're going to break loose. So just try and get off of it and just kind of let the car do what it needs to do to keep the throttle in without it breaking loose. Another thing there is actually you want to rev it out as much as possible. You can see, I don't know, I'm at almost 78, 79. It looked like I almost hit 8,000 down there before shifting because this car has absolutely no power. You want to just rev it out as much as possible. All the power comes right at the top end. For the bus stop, again, start with braking around the 6. I think I push it more towards the 5, but just try and get comfortable starting at one point and then push it back, push it back, push it back every lap a little bit further. For here, same thing. You want to try and stick as far left as possible. I actually go down to second. Some people use third. I think second's better. Yeah, you want to just keep the corners open as you can. You want to get close to this inside wall, but this inside curb right here, this sausage will bring your car up on that end. So if you don't find that comfortable, you're not going to lose too much time by keeping your right sides right here on the edge of it without hitting it. But realistically, as long as you can hit it and not have it unsettle your car too much, it's better to do that because you just open up the corner even more right here. You can see I'm all the way over the curb and about to cut the grass a little bit, which is ideal. You're not going to get an off track for going over onto these curbs, but you will if you have all 4 tires off by this point. So you want to really utilize these curbs as much as possible. You can see again all 4 tires on the curb, and then again over here I've even got 2 on the grass just on exit, just to try and make the track as wide as possible. Right, left, left, right. Use all 4 curbs. Try and hold it to the inside here in this corner, and just try and hold the white line. You want to wash out a little bit so you can straighten out the exit, But again, this is about the same as, you know, turns 2 and 3. It's better to hold it to the inside of this curb than it is to wash out here, because then all your grip is just gone. And then try and just plant the throttle as early as you can and dig into it. The camber here, not the camber, the compression here will help the car grip up as you hit the bottom of the hill. You can see it kind of turned right there by itself, and I straighten out the wheel. That's just the way the suspension compresses onto it. It gives you that little bit more grip right there at the end as you're really starting to throttle up. So some people are just throttling up a little bit too late and not taking advantage of that. And then you want to, I personally, I wash out over this curb. I don't think there's actually much time in it versus just staying to the right side of this curb right here. But it's just more comfortable for me. It helps me not break the car loose if I'm trying to still turn while I'm throttling it up. To keep it on this side of the curb, I end up breaking the rears out and having to slide a little bit. This curb, pretty forgiving because of the speed you're going at, so you can just kind of jump over it, and you want to shift up to third again as late as possible. You heard me go on the throttle, not on the throttle, the revs there. And then coming up to this corner, there's a little asphalt patch right here. I fucked it up. Oh my god, that's awesome, dude. Can you tell I'm fucking amazing at this? Holy shit. Let's go watch that again real quick. Okay. Asphalt patch. Right here. I try to brake right about when this ends. Some people push it as far as the little dotted white up here, which is about the 400 marker. I think that's too late in this car. So you can see I'm braking, I guess, more in between the two, like right in the middle of the two. But my target is the end of this little asphalt patch right here. And then again, I try and keep my rights as far to the right as I can, and then sweep it left. There's going to be another corner and another instance where keeping it as close to the curb, if not on the curb, is better than washing it out wide, because all of the grip in all of these corners is right on the inside of these curbs right here. And it's ideal if you can keep it to the left of this white line as well and just throttle up early. You can see I'm almost at 100% already, and I'm not even pointed straight. But getting on this curb will unsettle it a little bit, and crossing over is just kind of a no-no. You're not going to get a 1x or anything unless you really go out there. But with the line you want to take here, you don't want to have to switch all the way around to get over to here by that point, because you're just going to slow down so much. It's more beneficial for you to just hug the inside of the second to last quarter tighter and get to the left side of the track as soon as possible for the final corner, where you guessed it again. Well, before we get to that, brake around the white line that's on the track right here. You can kind of judge it with closing in on the end of the tire barrier, but the actual braking point I used right around this white line. Yep, you guessed it. All the grip right on the inside right here, right by this white line. But if you go, you know, anywhere out here, you're gonna say hello to the little wall right there. Don't want to do that. You want to be on the curb. It's better in almost every corner on this track if you hit this inside curb than it is to go, you know, 5 feet out this way. I don't think I quite hit it here. I don't think there's any camera angle that's gonna really show it. Yeah, I'm as close to the white line as I realistically can. You know, there's some aliens who are going to be able to actually just run this every lap, but I'm not one of them. And yeah, you just want to throttle up. This is the one corner where the car gets really loose on throttle, so it's going to break loose around here. I don't know if there's a transition in the camber or what. It kind of feels like it, the way it flattens out right there, but then you just want to throttle up. Ideally, left side's on the curb, just washing out as close to the wall as you can. Obviously, don't hit it. And yeah, that's a lap. I'll play it in full speed one more time just so we can really see what we're doing. Again, brake. I want to try and hold it left and then throw it right, clip the inside curb, wash out, blip the throttle, just roll onto throttle as soon as you can. Again, super wide line, try and hold throttle, hold throttle, hold throttle, throw it to the left. Hold throttle and just dig as hard as you can. Again, up here we're going to be pretty hard on the brakes and try and get it as close to the inside wall as we can. Clip the curb, clip the curb, clip the curb. You want to hit all that curb. It's all racetrack. Use it. Stick to the inside as much as you can here. You can see I try and tap the throttle a little bit to rotate it. Doesn't really help in this car. Kind of want to just be patient and wait for it, but it's just a habit I have. It's not a great habit to have, but it is there. You saw me hold it right, try and sweep it left. I clip the inside curb a little bit there. I do go a little wide here compared to what I want to. Ideally, my right sides are maybe on the serrated part of this curb, definitely not on the outside part, but it was all right. And brake at that little white line and just hold it to the right and throttle up and go. Yeah, that's a lap. Just do that, every lap and you'll be good because there's 0 tire wear in this car.